Today, in our series of French verbs that are really worth learning, we are looking at the verb faire. The verb faire means to do or to make, and it is used in so many different ways in French, so definitely one to spend a bit of time committing to memory. So let's look at the conjugation of faire, to do, to make. Faire isn't quite as strange as the ones that we've seen so far. At least it all starts with the same kind of letters, which is not a bad start. So je fais means I do or I am doing. Je fais. Tu fais, you do or you are doing. Remember, it can also be making, okay? Tu fais. Il, elle, on fait. He, she, we do. He does, she does. Il fait, elle fait, on fait. Nous faisons. Nous faisons. So there we've got that ONS on the end that we know comes with nous. And fait, just like the first two, F-A-I-S. Okay, that's fine. Vous is funny here. Vous doesn't work in the way that we think it should. Vous goes to faites. Vous faites. Vous faites. So watch out for that one. Vous faites. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? What are you doing? Vous faites. Il and elle, at least we're sticking with F still, but now we've got font. So if you remember, we had avoir that was on, we had être that was sans, we had aller that was vont, and then we've got faire, which is font. Those four verbs, you can remember those four verbs, we call them the big four, they all, for the they form, have got ONT at the end of them. It's just that the beginning letter either doesn't exist if it's avoir, or the beginning letter changes for the other ones. But font, we're starting with an F, font, okay? Il, elle, font, they do, they are doing. So what do we use it for? Well, every time you want to say that you do an activity, basically, you need to use faire. So, je fais, on fait, tu fais, vous faites. Put our voice at the end if we're asking the question. And usually we'll say du, de la, or des. Do you do some? Okay. Do you do any? I do some. I do some, whatever it might be. So, je fais du bricolage. Je fais du bricolage. I do DIY. Tu fais du bricolage? Do you do DIY? Je fais la vaisselle. Je fais la vaisselle. Now here I'm saying I do the washing up. I'm doing the washing up. So there I'm not saying some washing up. I'm saying the washing up. That's why I'm saying la vaisselle instead of de la vaisselle. Je fais du paddle. Je fais du paddle. So I'm doing stand-up paddleboarding. Je fais de la peinture. Je fais de la peinture. I do painting. Je fais de la peinture. Also, when we say in English, I go swimming, or I go shopping, I go horse riding, I'm going skiing, we use the verb go, we use aller. But in French, they don't do that. They only use aller if then you're going to go to a place, okay? Or if you're using it to be able to put another verb afterwards to say that you're going to do something. Instead of using aller to say that I go swimming, I go horse riding, they use faire in French. So you would say, je fais du ski. I'm doing skiing. I'm not going skiing, I'm doing skiing. Je fais de l'équitation. I'm doing horse riding. On fait de la natation. We are doing swimming. Tu fais du shopping. Are you doing some shopping? Okay, so watch out for using fait instead of va or ve. Okay. The weather in French does. So the weather is not hot, cold, beautiful. The weather does hot, cold, beautiful. So the weather is il, is masculine. Le temps is the weather. So we have to say il fait. It is doing beautiful. Il fait beau. Il fait mauvais. It's doing bad. It's not nice weather. Il fait chaud. It's doing hot. Il fait froid. It's doing cold. So il fait. We need the verb faire with the weather. And the last little one we're going to look at today is in these little idiomatic expressions. Remember, idiomatic expressions are expressions that don't translate literally into English. They're ones that are kind of used all the time in French, and really you just kind of have to learn them. So, ça fait plaisir, it's a pleasure, ça fait plaisir, literally it makes pleasure, it does pleasure. Ça fait plaisir, it's a pleasure. Ça fait rien, it does nothing, it doesn't matter, ça fait rien. And ça fait longtemps means it's been a long time, ça fait longtemps. So those little 3 expressions are worth learning, and there are lots more. So a little recap here. Faire plus activities. Je fais du vélo. Elle fait du jardinage. On fait du sport. Covers hobbies and leisure activities. Faire plus weather expressions. Il fait beau, il fait froid. Use il fait with the temperature it is as well. So il fait 25 degrés. Very useful. Discussing the weather. Common conversational topic. Faire with household tasks. So je fais la vaisselle. Tu fais les courses. And remember that tu fais les courses is the supermarket shopping. So when you're saying I'm going an activity, I'm going shopping, I'm going grocery shopping, we use faire. Okay? It's practical for everyday routines when we're talking about what we're doing around the house and what have you. And idiomatic expressions, things like ça fait plaisir, ça fait rien. Now I dropped the ne when I did it earlier, but in writing, we should have the ne. In speech, you hardly ever hear the ne. So, ça fait rien, ça ne fait rien is the correct way of doing it, but in speech, it's very much dropped. And we often hear these kinds of expressions in informal interactions. If you would like to download the PDF that accompanies this video, just click in the description of the video just below, and you'll be able to click. It'll take you to my website and you'll be able to download it for free and do a little quiz. Okay, see you next time. Au revoir.